Anything else? Sorry. Anyone else? Any questions?
Sir, this is Kokila Priya.
Yes, Kokila.
Actually, sir, in GD, whom you have to face either moderator or a woman.
Okay, so imagine a situation. We are in a classroom environment. Um, in that case, if you are not sitting in a circle where you are not able to look at everyone, then you'll be having eye contact with the person who's conducting. If you are sitting in a circle, then obviously you will have to look around and look at everyone. But if you are talking to one particular person, it is absolutely vital for you to look at that person, have an eye contact with that person. If you are addressing in general, if you are talking, just giving your points in general to the group, then your eye contact should move from one person to another. But then, as I said, if it is like a classroom environment and all of the participants are sitting in front of you facing the board, then you won't be able to look at everyone in their eye, right? Unless otherwise they turn back. So this is a practical question based on what is the environment, what is the setup of the place. You will have your eye contact to the concerned person. But then if you are talking to one person, you better look at their eye, have an eye contact with them. Yes. But then, no matter who you're talking to, it's always appreciated if you once in a while move your head and start, give a proper eye contact to the person who's organizing or conducting or moderating the group discussion. It's obviously, without said, that is important. You will have to have proper eye contact with the person who's conducting the GD.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Go on. Anything else? That's it? Okay. The next thing in agenda is interviews and interview skills. How many of you have attended interviews, mock interviews at least? Okay. So, how many of you are aware of what exactly is an interview? What is an interview? Simple question, guys. Any idea what an interview is? Or again, I'll rephrase the question. Why do we need to have an interview? Hello.
Know the person in real.
Sorry, can you repeat it?
To know the person in
To know the person. Okay. To tell your abilities. Anish. Okay. Anyone else?
Sir, interview is an environment to select a particular person for our exam.
Okay. All right. Anyone else?
Fit for their job.
Okay. To understand if you are fit for a job. Right. To assure them that we are fit for the particular job. All right. Sure. All of you right. But why an interview format? But what happens in an interview is something which we need to think. Okay, we're all adults, all right. So when I'll give an example, right? When there is a relationship that starts, right? Imagine that scenario, and after a few years, what is the relationship that they have, right? There is one bit of understanding that we should have at the start of any relationship. we try and accept the fault of others. We try and do everything possible to make the other person happy. But after a while, that's not the case. That's the reality. This goes absolutely well in the corporate scenario too, corporate setup too. The reason is, um, when attending an interview, mostly we are desperate. We want the job. That's why we attend the interview. Mostly, not every time, but most of the time we attend the interview. We are desperate. We want the job. So whatever they ask you, you'll say, "I'm flexible." Okay. You want to? Are you willing to travel? Yes. Are you okay working extra shifts, extended shifts? Working on weekends? Yes. Working on holidays? Yes. Can you relocate to some other location? Yes. We say yes for almost everything. I'm not saying you should say no. I'm not saying that. But then the idea for an interviewer, which is the HR or the technical person, is to understand if you mean it, if you are really saying, uh, exactly what you mean. Are you for sure when you are saying you're okay to, relocate to some other place? Are you okay to travel? Right? All these questions. When you say yes, are you really saying that, or just for today? For the sake of getting this opportunity, are you saying that? So this is the analysis the HR does. So when we answer, we should be genuine and it should look genuine to the HR. How are we going to do that? That's the idea. This is the basis of any interview, being genuine. When we answer something, it has to look genuine. It has to be um, simple, at the same time convincing. How are we going to do that? The only way to do that is have a good or even a great non-verbal communication skill. 70% of our communication is non-verbal. I've already told that. So we have to get better in terms of our non-verbal communication skill. Everything related to non-verbal communication skill. That includes the tone and tenor of how you talk, how you speak, your body language, your eye contact, your dress code, how you present yourself, how you walk, how you sit, how you eat in an business lunch. All these things matter. This is non-verbal communication skill. We need to learn everything. We need to be good at non-verbal communication skill more than verbal communication skill. So start practicing on that front. For those of the students who I have given classes already, this is one area I would have covered extensively in terms of the non-verbal communication ability, in terms of how to attend interviews, how to walk, how to sit. So this is something which I constantly deliver because I'm a person who comes from that background. I've done a lot of interviews, so I would be in a better position to tell you guys how to approach an interview, how to behave in an interview. That's what we are doing today as well. Um, in the next couple of days as well, we'll keep talking about various questions that will be asked during an interview, and then we will discuss how better to answer each of these questions. Um, so we need to start preparing. It's preparing for our behavior during an interview. Preparing in terms of how do you project yourself. Preparing in terms of how do you uh, communicate without uttering a word. Using your body language, using your eye contact. How do you communicate? These are the things that you will have to start practicing. I would suggest you sit in front of a mirror and start practicing eye contact. Have a genuine eye contact with yourself. Have a smile. These are the things which won't come naturally to everyone. Maybe some will have a natural talent for it, but most of us, including me, must practice to get better at that. So spend some time, 5-10 minutes a day. Sit in front of the mirror, have a proper eye contact with yourself, have a good smile, start talking to yourself. பைத்தியம் மாதிரி இருக்கும், but you should do it. This is something which is important. Once you start doing that, you will feel better about your smile. You'll feel better about your posture, how do you sit in front of, when you look at a person, you will come up with some kind of judgment. இல்லையா, என்னடா இப்படி உட்காந்துருக்கான், why is he not confident enough, is sama confident இருக்கான். So it's it's small judgments that we make about others. Start making these judgments about yourself, and then be genuinely honest to yourself. And if you find not, if you are not good enough in one aspect of it or many aspects of it, start getting better by practicing. Trust me, practicing these non-verbal skills is absolutely vital. So what else needs to be practiced? Tell me about yourself. Ka, they have never in your life practiced to answer. Tell me about yourself. Just have a thought process about what needs to be told when this question is asked. This is going to be a certain question in your interview. Tell me about yourself. So how do you answer that? That is important. We'll discuss that in detail. So we need to prepare for that. We need to prepare for many questions that will be asked. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? How do you answer that? Why are you attending this interview? Why do you need this opportunity? So what do you know about this organization? What do you know about this industry? So these are the questions that you need to be prepared about. So understanding the basics is getting your environment right, getting your answers right, and how do you communicate that. These are the vital signs of a good interview. I would want you to start practicing on these things. In terms of the interview duration, I mean the waiting period for you, that is the most disturbing factor. Most of us, I know this for a fact, most of us get nervous at the time of waiting for our turn, waiting for our interview, waiting for our turn to speak. This is the time when we become more nervous. Not exactly when we are actually talking, not exactly when we are actually in an interview. Then the nervousness is way, way down. We are not that nervous when we are speaking. But then when we are waiting, the nervousness is at its peak. Why is that? We need to crack that. We'll come up with a solution for that. These things we'll discuss. We'll also have to discuss about um, how to dress up. What is a dress code? How do we groom ourselves? Um, how do we give a handshake to the other person? Should I crush the hand and break it? Now, what is the right pressure that we need to give? So these are vital signs of a interview. How do you sit? See, when we are at our home, not everyone gets to sit in a rotating chair, right? So, but then when you are in a corporate setup, you end up predominantly sitting up in a revolving rotating chair. To be honest, how do we sit there? What happens when we become nervous and while we are sitting in a rotating chair? How do we avoid embarrassing movements? How do we sit for a longer duration? Longer duration in the sense at least 5 minutes, 10 minutes, at a stretch, sitting in a particular position and not keep moving around. How do we do that? How do we talk to a person with only looking into their eye? That of preparation. So I will start by sitting in front of a mirror and getting my non-verbal communication right. That is something which all of us have to do. Any questions related to non-verbal communication? Anybody have any difficulty following that? Anyone? So all of you are clear about non-verbal communication? Yes. No answers, which means no, you're not clear, or yes, you're clear. Give me something. Who's Maunya? Can you hear me? Karunya, are you here?
Yes, sir.
Who's saying yes now? Karanya, you here?
Yes, sir.
Right, right. Kishoriel.
Sir.
Right, right. See, I'm just checking there and there. Manisha. Right. So I did ask a question. Please answer. What do you have in any clarifications in terms of what a non-verbal communication is?
I'm clear.
Sorry.
Clear for me, sir. I'm not.
No clarifications.
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. Clear. Bro, so non-verbal communication is something which you should start practicing. Yes.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes.
When you talk about improving the walking skills or something, it's not adapting someone's walking skills, just improving ours, right, sir? Or it's trying to adapt to someone's walking style or something.
I'm not talking about walking style per se. Um, See, we can't change overall, right? What we are is what we are.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so we can't change ourselves, behave in a different way. But then in everyone, we walk in a particular way in front of our close friends, closest of friends. They don't care how you walk, they don't care how you sit in front of them. At the same time, what if their parents come in? Immediately our demeanor changes. We sit in a particular way, we stand in a particular way, our body language changes. Why is this change? Because the situation expects you to change a little bit. That's what I mean. I'm not talking about the style change, or I'm not talking about the way you conduct yourself. I'm talking about the small behavioral changes that is necessary in terms of in a professional setup. So that's what I mean. The reason is, eye contact is something which comes naturally to everyone, from our days when we are just a baby. But then over a period of time, we develop something called nervousness and shyness and all. So what happens is our eyesight is something which dilutes the purest form and goes into uh, this cowardly, nervous phase, where we don't look at the other person when we are nervous. We don't look at the other person if you are shy. So this is something which we need to avoid. These are the exact opposite of a confident person. So that is where we need to start practicing eye contact towards us, right, for a longer duration of time. Let's say every day you start looking at yourself in the mirror for 5 minutes, and don't move your eye contact anywhere else except for your eyes. Don't look at your hairstyle. Don't look at anywhere else. Don't look at how you look in the dress that you're wearing. Just look into your eye, and then have a good smile. Have a proper smile. Try and practice those smiles. And trust me, the smile is important too. Um, we will have to understand something. So we are meeting a human being, even though that person is a sadistic HR. That person is a human being, anyways. So how do we look at another human being? How do we smile at another human being? It can't be creepy. So these are the things that we'll have to start practicing. I hope all of us get a chance to practice for few minutes, not more than 5 minutes. Start doing that. Yeah, sure. I'll do that. So once, okay, please upload video
Sir,
in 8 minutes. Yes,
I have a doubt.
yes,
Usually, some people having a conversation, they have an habit of moving hands.
right.
Is it okay to have in that interview?
Yeah, of course. See, be yourself. But then again, moving your hands, what is the degree of movement is something which you need to have a clear idea about. You can't. It has to be in your control. Okay. So you cannot
Okay.
lose control of your body language. That should not happen. The hand gestures, like you can go like this, but then you can't like lift your hands like this and move around a lot, and that is not okay. And then moving your hand gestures like this here within your body, that is absolutely okay. But then raising your hand so much and uh, going like this, that these are not okay. So just be in confinement of the role that you are playing, which is a student attending an interview, or a person even afterwards, an experienced candidate. When you are attending an interview, keep the hand gestures minimal, but then it is not as if you are a robot and just sit without movements, and then you can't do that as well. When you are talking, this is what I'm saying, non-verbal communication. Your hand gestures is part of it, your body language is part of it, so there will be little movements, but then in terms of being in control of those movements is what I'm talking about. If you lose control, then it is a problem.
Okay, sir.
Right. Okay, so any other questions?
Sir, during the interview, sir,
Yeah, sorry, I can't hear you.
at the end of the session, they'll ask like, am I audible now, sir?
Yes, go on. Harita, go on.
During the end of the session, they'll ask, do you have any questions for me?
Yes.
Like the interviewer will ask,
Right.
sir. So what we are up to till that time, sir?
This is one of the preparation that you should do. Always have 3 to 4 questions ready to be asked. Okay, so which means at the end of the
Okay, sir.
session, end of the interview, when this is asked, so do you have any questions, right? Then you should have at least 1 or 2 questions for them, at least 2. Okay, just and you need to ask related to the organization, related to the job role, related to what is the future. Okay, so something like that. So
Okay.
that won't come during the interview. These questions you should have practiced asking in front of the mirror. So you should have at least 5 to 6 questions ready, so that once the interview comes to a conclusion, already some of the questions that you had planned to ask would have been already answered. So you will at least have 1 or 2 questions to ask. So you should plan that way. When
Okay, sir.
But then Harita, whatever doubt that you have raised is a very very important part. The reason why that
Yes,
is very
sir.
important is they just don't ask you this. Okay, there is a reason behind asking you. Do you have any questions? So as I already mentioned during our classes, for the benefit of others, asking question is the most difficult form of any kind of verbal communication. Amma promise. அதுக்கு மேல communication will not get difficult. So you should have questions up your sleeve. But then what kind of questions? You cannot ask for yes or no questions. Will I get salary? Yes, you will get salary, of course. That's not a question. The question must be, when you ask a question, the interviewer must give you an answer in detail. They should explain you in detail, not a one-word answer, one-sentence answer. They should be able to give you in detail answers. But at the same time, sir, அப்போ நான் வந்து கொஷின் வேற கொஷின்ஸே கேட்கக்கூடாதா? இன் டீட்டெயிலுக்கு தான் அவங்க ஆன்சர் பண்ணுற மாதிரி கொஷின்ஸ் பண்ணுமா? வாட் இஃப் ஐ ஹாவ் அ ஜென்யூன் டவுட்? What if I have a genuine doubt related to the organization, and for which they can answer in one word? That's fine. But then you should have questions up your sleeve where you can ask and they can explain a lot. That's what I mean.
Okay.
Okay.
So what type of questions can I ask?
Related to the organization, you can ask about what is the organization's latest business deal. What is the future for the organization? How good are they doing in terms of um, the business itself? What is the strength of the company? Not the strength of the headcount. Yeah, I'm talking about what is the strength of the company in terms of the technology, in terms of the projects. Some companies, mid-sized companies, will be good in banking domain. some bigger companies will be good in many multiple verticals. So you can ask about all these things. Just be prepared with those questions. But then again, when you ask these questions, the HR or whoever you're asking to can come up with a trick question. They'll ask, once you ask this, they will ask, oh, you didn't do any research about the company, அவ்வளவுதான் போச்சு.
Hmm.
You will be worried then. Immediately, you see, this is a trick question. It's absolutely okay to ask these questions, but then you should also have an answer when such questions, some retaliations happen. Okay, so be prepared for these questions as well. You ask a question and they immediately
Okay.
say, why you have not done any research? You didn't prepare about the company and கேட்டாங்கன்னா, then you should be ready with an answer for that. Be smart about it.
Okay. We should not ask any performance.
Sorry?
Ask anything about our performance. How was
They're going to lie to you in your face.
sir?
They are going to lie to you in the face.
Okay, sir.
Don't ask that.
Okay, sir.
The reason is they won't have time to explain all those things. They are here to assess
Thanks.
your interview. They are not here to give you feedback.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then it is possible that they give suggestions, which is a good thing. Which is absolutely good
Okay.
thing. They themselves giving you suggestions, which means you are selected.
Oh, fine, sir.
Yeah. So they don't care about people they reject.
Ah,
So they're not going to talk to them about their performance at all.
okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So will everyone get a chance to attend interviews even if we have arrears? Is another question. That depends upon the company. Some organizations hire people with arrears too, but then most of the companies do not hire people with arrears. But then there are many companies in Chennai. I can give you a list of it separately. Who have no problem in accepting candidates with arrears. But then the arrears, if you have like 20 arrears, it doesn't make any sense. So arrears in the sense 1 or 2 arrears, yes, they do agree. Kishore, did I answer you? Okay. Is being silent in an interview comes under non-verbal? So yes, it is. But why would you be silent in an interview? You have to talk, right? You'll be asked questions and you'll have to respond to that. Being silent is not an option, right? Right. Okay. So we'll meet tomorrow, and mark your attendance. Mark your attendance in classroom, please. I've given a new form. Please do that. Please mark that.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, yes, yes.
Sir, I have one doubt in JD.
1 second. It is not showing. No, I have uploaded just before the class started. So you can try now. It's working. Nitish. Okay. Yes, sir. Shashi.
Sir, I have a doubt in ZD.
Right.
So, actually, when you are attending to the JD, they are giving some particular topic.
Correct.
So, if suppose in a case I am not sure about the topic, I don't know anything about that. I'm just useless based upon the topic. In that situations, how we can manage
Okay.
and what are all that we should do.
Okay, there are 2 things that you can do, Sashi. One is, see, there is a scenario when you don't know anything about the topic. You have no clue about the topic, right? That's what you're asking?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
In that case, it is absolutely okay to ask the person giving you, that is the moderator or the person who is conducting the GD, ask them to explain the topic a little bit.
Fine.
It's absolutely okay. But then, conservatively, people will say don't do that. Okay? So, what is the second option? You can wait for a couple of people to speak. Okay? You listen to them and then form your own sentences to speak. That's what you'll do.
Okay, fine.
But then that is an option if you're confident. If you're not confident about the topic at all, then you can absolutely ask the person, to explain a little bit.
Okay, fine, sir.
See, it can work, both ways. The person conducting the GD will give you an explanation about the topic, and then you can proceed with your contribution towards the GD. But what happens is there are there are people who will take it in the negative sense as well. But then my answer comes from a place where you are waiting for your turn. You don't know anything about the topic. You have not asked. Okay, you're not asked the person. You're waiting. You're waiting. You're waiting. And finally, when your turn comes, you just don't have anything to offer. You just don't have anything to talk about. You're standing. You're not uttering a word. This is the worst that can happen. It is better for you to ask about the topic than go, frozen and without any words to share.
Okay, fine. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll have to open it for you guys. I'll do that. Okay. Anything else? Okay. Thank you for your time. Yes.
Excuse me,
Yes, yes, yes.
sir. So I have to choose a topic for myself. Right?
Topic I will give once the group is formed.
Okay, sir.
And Karthik and who's the other person? Rupesh, right?
Okay.
Right. Both of you will message me
Rupesh,
today.
Rupesh, sir.
Rupesh, right? Both of
We
you.
need more people, sir.
We need 6 to 8 members in a group, not more than that.
We need more group.
Yeah, we need more group. Yeah, all of you will be in one group in the next couple of days. So we'll have to complete it for everyone. So this is for tomorrow. Karthik and Rupesh will come up with a group and a schedule for tomorrow. Tomorrow we will finalize on the next 2 groups.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Anything else?
No, sir.
Okay. In another 10 minutes, please access the Google Classroom and mark your attendance. In another 10 minutes. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.